Out of all the things I've fitted this year to BMW, this might be the best one I've ever fitted. I've just been given a camera, front and rear, 4K, completely factory fitted, no wires visible, no additional wiring needed, and it took me 10 minutes to fit it. You're going to want to stick around for this one, because if you're in the market for a dash cam, this is the one for you. The problem with things like this is they look like crap, don't they? But you always have to hide the cable, and that to me is always problematic. Now, what they could have done is they could have gone up there and they could have like come down. But the other issue with these is because they're not designed for the vehicle wiring. Well, I think we've seen enough. Let's cut to a proper dash cam. Yeah, we've got these two boxes. We've got a nice little 64 gig SD card there, what comes with it. I'm going to open the box now and I'm going to show you exactly what we get. So obviously this is for my BMW i3. So we've got, I'll open that in a minute. It's a toolkit in there. We've got a installation cable. That's for the rear camera. What we've actually got for my BMW i3, this is what it's called FITCAMX. It's a custom made replica of what's on the i3. And as you can see, we've got a couple of buttons on the side there. That's your SD card reader. And I guess the brains of the entire outfit. 2 little lithium ion batteries in there. And the whole point is that it should be plug and play. That is literally a BMW style connector, recognise that any day. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this connector and we're going to put it into the rain light sensor. And we're just going to piggyback it. That's why I've got a piggyback connector. What they've given me is they give me a little SD card reader with 2 USB connections, C and A is it. You've got a big SD card slot there and you've got a mini SD card there. They've also given me, which actually in the future might be handy for other jobs, quite a reasonable pry tool. But before we go on, let's put in our SD card into the reader to make it much easier. There we are. So we're ready to go and build it up. Let's see if we can use the tool they've given us in the kit and pry this open. It's a pretty good tool, I'd say, to be fair. I've got the coke end as a backup just in case. As you can see, BMW quality straight off. Got a small screwdriver. Make sure you don't go through the windscreen at this point. Be very careful. Put a bit of pressure on. They're always a little bit tight, and that's your rain light sensor connector. So that's the connector we're actually going to use. We're going to piggyback that in with the FITCAMX connector. I have to try and get that on there like that. As you can see, it's a pretty good fit. But because I've opted for the rear camera installation, I'm wondering whether I should undo this. If I can undo this apex first. Good tip is undo your apex because it's really heavy. Actually, in my opinion. We've got our SD card in, let's double check. Yeah, that's in. So the whole point of this now is kind of, it's going to go up here, we're going to make that up through there and then snap the 2 halves together, really, I guess. And yeah, so that'll then go to the original rain light sensor, give us our 12 volts to power the FITCAMX. There we go. Oh, that's a lovely tight fit. It's a very good quality. There's a little LED light there. Obviously that means we've got kind of power, doesn't it, I guess. I'm wondering whether I would put something on there, but I would say just tuck it behind there, because that little hole there, that hole is exactly where we're going to put this side of the casing on. Actually on here, that hole there, there's a little sort of dowel, if you like. That dowel there, that's the bit that's going to have to go into the mirror. That's what holds it on. That's pretty much that side in, so that was reasonably straightforward. Right, so there's your other hole, what we need to worry about. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll tuck this down here. I will possibly somehow tuck that up there out of the way. So all we've got left now is our rear camera IPIX cable, which is just there, so we'll do that in a minute. Let's just tuck it completely out of the way. And it should pretty much just click into place. SD card slot is there. So it should hopefully all snap together with a bit of luck. Then what we have to do is assemble the rear cam and hook up the Wi-Fi and we should be ready to go. Now on BMWs, these are never the easiest thing anyway, I guess. It's just going to be a bit of a challenge as well, I guess. Well, the back's snapped in, but the front hasn't, so we need to just carry on with the front. There we are. Well, surely that's not it. My God, that was easy, wasn't it? Looks almost factory, doesn't it, when you think about it? I'm really impressed with that. Got some nice buttons on the side there. Now then, we've just got our label on the front, what we need to take off. And that is our camera. How about that, ladies and gents? It's almost factory, that. It looks like a CAFAS camera, doesn't it? So all we need to do now, in theory, is fit our rear cam. Right, so it's fully adjustable, this camera at back, and you'll notice it says this side up, and you can actually adjust it. It's on a little bezel. So what I'm going to do first before I do it is I'm going to disconnect this apex cable like that, just because it's easy. I don't have to worry about the cam dangling. And now we're going to plan our routing. Now I'm guessing I'm going to have to pull the roof lining down a bit, or just tuck it in, obviously. This is properly long, so I dare say at some point at the end I'm going to have like way loads of it left. This is probably about 5 meters maybe. We're going to locate this into our camera, and we're just going to tuck it basically all around there. So this was just a case of making a start of the A-post, tucking it in, making sure you don't damage anything. Once you get it past that airbag A-pillar trim, it's quite easy. Just working your way towards the B-post where the door is. Simple. Right. Let's get it around this. Should be a bit easier because there's no seal on this in a bit. Make sure we can tuck this in nice and deep because we've got the door latch there. It being a BMW, it's surprisingly well made, so not so easy to pull the trim. It's not a Toyota, for example. Just over the top of the airbag, we don't want to foul it. We've got plenty of cable length left. I3 is actually along the car than what you think. I'm working on the assumption that it's going to be prudent to pop that. I've already popped it off, and see if we can take this Torx off, take that Torx off there, and we've got enough cable length we can run it then right its centre there. I guess that'll be quite a nice place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just follow the original wiring harness, and that way it's going to be literally almost factory fitted, isn't it? We can just tuck that in there like that, and we get it completely out the way of the hinge then, you see. It's perfect, isn't it? Like that. Oh, how about that? That is absolutely perfect. And that way we don't worry about the engine, do we? Move that how we want a bit later on, I guess. Just about see that there. Obviously it needs some slight adjustment, so we're just going to lift that up a bit because it's pointing to the sky at the moment, is that? Well, it already seems to be recording, apparently. A nice little button there we can turn it on and off with. That's turned off now. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the App Store now, and we should be able to load the app onto the iPhone and then dial the camera in through the app. So, to sum up, unbelievable video quality. The 4K is great. 64 gig memory card. Make sure you take it out if you're doing some sightseeing and you want to make a YouTube video about where you've been driving. Otherwise, it'll overwrite it very quickly within 24 hours, I would say. Option to put an OBD link dongle on there as well to get the speed display on and all that business, a bit more driving information if you want to. That's always available as well. Again, dead easy to put the cable in. It looks OEM, the premium, kind of premium quality. It's quite reasonable. I wouldn't say it's rubbish. I'd say it's pretty good enough quality, I'd say. And the main thing is, what I love, no cables on show apart from that little tiny bit in back window. And other than that, it's great. So if you want one of these, and I'd highly recommend it, it's not like a €100 one, it's a bit more expensive than that, but you get what you pay for at the end of the day, and the crystal clear quality and the simple fit. I mean, you saw me, that I did chop the video a bit and edit it, but it took me about 10 minutes fit it. That's not bad, is it? It took me longer to fit one of them generic 60 quid ones because I was trying to hide the cigarette lighter wire, and that took longer than what this one did. If you want to hook it up as a Sentry cam, you'd have to, it wouldn't be plug and play, I'm afraid. You'd have to run a direct battery live instead of that ignition live, what's on the i3 of mine. You'd have to run it direct to a battery. Simple as that. If you want it as a Tesla style Sentry cam. By the way, if you do have it like that and someone rocks your car and the motion sensor kicks off, it'll save that actual recording in a separate file so it doesn't get overwritten. So that in a sense is good if you live in a slightly shaky area and people are always hanging around your car. Put it up to battery life. Make sure it don't flatten your battery down. And lastly, before we go, grab it with a link in the description. You'll get a good discount. Simple as that. Before we go, you'll notice I'm rocking, because that was Saturday when I made it. This is now Monday. I'm rocking a BJFF t-shirt. Now, I've no plans to sell these yet, but I can tell you something. When I do, you'll love them. It's premium cotton, 100% fruited loom. Really best quality. And it fits great, so I'm dead happy with it. This is obviously my new logo, isn't it? So yeah, I'm dead happy with that. So in the future, if you want one, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to hook you up. Until then, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, make lots of comments, because my videos are tanking at the moment. Probably they're boring. I'm not doing much fault finding anymore. My power probe blew up the other day. Came to use it this morning, doesn't work. Frig knows why. It was working last week. Some weird voltage drop inside the unit. I'll have to try and see if I can send it back because I'm lost without my power probe. I was on the fluke meter today. What else? Yeah, I don't do enough fault finding anymore, and I do need to get back to that. And yeah, I did a great fault find today, which I'm making a video about this week. You'll love that. But I simply don't really get enough problems on these Chinese cars, and the ones I do, I'm not really allowed to film them really. And to be honest, I don't really get that many big issues, not compared to like when I was on BMWs. So I do miss it. But at the end of the day, I had my reasons for leaving, and I'm absolutely 100% glad I left that place. Simple as that. Till next time, hasta la vista.